Sports presents Super Bowl XIII. Brought to you by Chrysler Plymouth, who proudly introduces the new front-wheel drive Horizon TC3, the Horizon that takes you beyond. By IBM, helping put information to work for people. By AC Delco, quality automotive parts for quality motoring. Go with the names you know. AC Delco. And by Budweiser, the king of beers. When you say Budweiser, you've said it all. Nearly 80,000 fans settling into Miami's Orange Bowl on a rainy, windy Sunday afternoon to see firsthand which team is pro football's best. The Cowboys of Dallas, last year's champions, or the Steelers of Pittsburgh, this year's winningest team. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg high atop the roof of the Orange Bowl. Welcome to Super Bowl XIII. And three men eager to give you their account of the happenings of the rest of this afternoon are located off the facing of the second deck in our broadcast booth. Kurt Gowdy, John Brody, and Merlin Olson.
Thank you very much, Dick. And you know, the more you probe the statistics, examine the late season surges, look at the coaching staffs, study the possible outcome, the more confused you can get. 13 is going to be a lucky number. As far as I'm concerned, on paper, this is the best matchup in Super Bowl history. They won't be playing it on paper, but on prescription turf. But it certainly appears that way. And I'm proud to be working with two men who played with distinction for 32 years in pro football, never made it to the Super Bowl as players, but have made it as commentators. First of all, Mr. Merlin Olson.
Thank you, Kurt. I think probably the only thing tougher than earning the right to play in this game is waiting for the game to be played. These players have been under the microscope now for 2 weeks. They were ready to play it last week. They had to wait. It's been awfully hard for them, and I'm sure they were ready to kick it off at 1 o'clock today. I got a lump in my stomach and my throat. I bet they've got a big one down there on the field, and they're ready to go.
All right, Merlin was an all-pro defensive player. John Brody, an all-pro quarterback. Your last-minute reflection, John.
Well, I think, Kurt, when there's as much fanfare as has been attached to this ball game as there has, as much importance placed on the outcome of this game as there has, that the players have one ability that they need to have. That is the ability to go down on the field, put all of the fanfare out of their mind, execute like they have in practice. These guys have shown they can do that over the years. I think, and this is the reason I think, that this is going to be a high-scoring game and a close one just because of that ability.
I've got a running gag with all my old pals at NBC. What about the ball game? And we're just about there. And here again, Dick Enberg.
All right, Kurt Gowdy, and the players are ready, the gladiators, to enter this football arena. The Pittsburgh Steelers with Chuck Noll have just taken the field, and by our audience account, it would appear the Steelers have stronger voices over the Cowboys here at the Orange Bowl this afternoon. In a moment, the Dallas Cowboys will make their entrance. And Bob Kaufman, the public address announcer here at the Orange Bowl in Miami, has the official introductions of today's starting lineup.
And now, let's meet the starting offensive lineups. First, the AFC champions, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh offensive line. Right tackle, number 74, Ray Penny. Right guard, number 72, Jerry Mullins. Center, number 52, Mike Webster. Left guard, number 57, Sam Davis. Left tackle, number 55, John Kolb. The Steelers receivers. Wide receiver, number 88, Lynn Swann. Tight end, number 84, Randy Grossman. Wide receiver, number 82, John Stallworth. The Pittsburgh backs. Running back number 20, Rocky Blyer. Running back number 32, Franco Harris. Quarterback number 12, Terry Bradshaw. Coach Chuck Noll and the rest of the Steelers. And now, the NFC champions, the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas offensive line. Right tackle, number 70, Rayfield Wright. Right guard, number 64, Tom Rafferty. Center, number 62, John Fitzgerald. Left guard, number 68, Herbert Scott. Left tackle, number 67, Pat Donovan. The Cowboys receivers. Wide receiver, number 88, Drew Pearson. Tight end, number 89, Billy Joe Dupree. Wide receiver, number 80, Tony Hill. The Dallas backs. Running back number 44, Robert Newhouse. Running back number 33, Tony Dorsett. Quarterback number 12, Roger Staubach. Coach Tom Landry and the rest of the Dallas Cowboys. Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. The National Football League was founded in 1920 by a group of men meeting in an automobile agency in Canton, Ohio. Entering the field from the northeast corner in a 1920 touring car to conduct the coin toss for Super Bowl XIII is the most famous of those men. Welcome, George Halas. And now, referee Pat Haggerty meets the captains for today's game.
And if the cardboard holds up, I'm okay.
They just brought Mr. Halas out with his official party in a 19...
Today's captain for the AFC champion Pittsburgh Steelers, number 57, Sam Davis, number 58, Jack Lambert, and number 75, Joe Greene. The captains for the NFC champion Dallas Cowboys, number 12, Roger Staubach, number 42, Randy Hughes, number 50, Dede Lewis, number 79, Harvey Martin, and number 88, Drew Pearson. And now, for the official coin toss, here's referee Pat Haggerty.
To our right.
Hi, Mr. Lambert. Call a coin in. Jack, we've got some very interesting matchups in this ball game today, but maybe the most interesting will be Sam Davis against Randy White, their terrific defensive tackle. Sam is coming off perhaps his greatest year ever. And L.C. Greenwood said to me the other day, you watch him block Randy White.
The tri-captains, co-captains, whatever you want to call them, are out there, and George Halas has tossed the coin out of the automobile. They are investigating.
You have won the toss. You can kick or receive.
The Cowboys have won the toss.
Let's go.
The Steelers get the
turn
coin.
around, please.
Steelers will take the win.
Gold piece from the year 1920 used by George Halas. Of course, as you heard,
Dallas
1920,
has won the toss,
the formation year of the National Football League, and the patriarch himself, George Halas, looked mighty fit. As Mr. Hallis offers his best wishes to both the Steelers and the Cowboys, let's meet the men who have been honored by the National Football League to blow the whistles and hopefully not have to drop too many flags in this Super Bowl. The introduction of the men who's honored today as the officials in Super Bowl XIII.
Pat Haggerty, referee. Art Demas, umpire.
Jerry Bergman, head linesman.
Jack Petty, line judge.
Pat Knight, back judge. Dean Look, side judge.
Fred Swearinger, field judge.
Chuck Heberling, alternate.
Al Sabato, alternate.
Now the presentation of the colors here at the Orange Bowl in Miami, and for the moment it is not raining, although heavy clouds overhead. The winds could be tricky. And now for the national anthem, once again we rejoin Bob Kaufman.
Let's all join the Colgate 13 in singing our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce the sportscaster who has covered more important television sports events than anyone in the history and more than anyone will ever report. He did the very first Super Bowl game. This is his record 7th Super Bowl, and despite what you may have read along the way, we've been friends long before Super Bowl I. A good game to you all down there, men. Here's Curt Gowdy.
Thank you very much, Dickenberg. The Steelers now are spreading out. They're going to be kicking against a 15 to 20 mile-an-hour wind. Roy Gerilla, number 10, has had an erratic kicking year on field goals. When he hits it right on the kickoff, he can drive it to the goal line or in the end zone. I don't think he will against this wind. And now the Cowboys are spreading out in receiving formation. And they're going to have Butch Johnson, number 86, and Larry Brinson, number 36, as their deep men. They're on the 1-yard line. The Steelers, in drafting this year, went after improvement of their specialty teams, and they did. Punting teams, kicking teams, and the entire kicking game. And Super Bowl XIII is underway. The kick is hitting on the 12. Johnson's up with it to the 20, 25, and he goes down on his 28-yard line. He is hit down there by number 53, Dirk Winston. So we'll take a look now as the Cowboys go to the attack. And it's attack design. There they are. Staubach, Newhouse, Dorsett, you know them all. They're the wide receivers. Hill, Pearson, Billy Joe Dupree. First down. Dallas on their 28. They move around a lot. They try and confuse you just for a split second. They're in the eye. They run out of the eye about 75% of the time. And they run it to Dorsett. Dorsett trying to get outside. 30, 35. We all know what a great back Dorsett is, but I believe they're going to try to get the ball to him all they can today. Pass receiving, running, because he can break a play at any time.
Kurt, I think when you mention pass receiving, you may mention the key, because everyone knows that Pittsburgh's defense is a lot of double coverage to the outside receivers, which is the personality of Rodgers' throwing. If he can use just a little bit of number 33 in combination with 26, he can make his passing game go.
They have second down and a yard. They're on their own 37, the Cowboys. A split backfield. Dorsett, he can get tough yardage. Look out. He bangs it through there. He nearly broke it, and Donnie Shell saved it. First down in Pittsburgh territory for the Cowboys.
A big hole opened up inside, Kurt. And that's something no one expected, to see that kind of room for Tony Dorsett and the Dallas Cowboys early in this game. Little delay, a little cutback. Furness trying to seal it off as they were stunning on the inside. And number 33, Dorsett, just popped it clean.
Jack Lambert's usually the reason people don't run up the middle. That time he was handled pretty well by the offensive left guard. Do that, you're going to make it tough.
First down Cowboys on the Steeler 47. No score. We're early. They're in the I formation. Staubach to Newhouse. Newhouse jammed up at the line of scrimmage. Robert Newhouse, who broke a bone in his leg earlier and was out of action, now starts his Super Bowl XIII, and Jack Lambert made the tackle on him.
The offensive line of the Dallas Cowboys are supposed to have their hands full, and certainly Pittsburgh's defense has been tough on everyone. Not anyone. During the last part of the season, able to get over 100 yards rushing. But the Cowboys finding an early opening here. If they can keep that up, they sure can open it up for Staubach to throw the ball.
Dungy has come in. Tony Dungy, number 21, and going out is number 51, Lorne Taves, a linebacker. So they have 5 secondary backs on the field for the Steelers. Second down, 10. Cowboys. The pitch coming wide. Look at that. Breaking it down the sideline. Dorsett having a field day early here in the first period.
He's having a field day, Kurt, but he's getting outside, which very few people thought he would be able to do, just because of the linebacker play for Pittsburgh and the quick force of their safety men. However, their offensive line has just annihilated both the left side and the right side the first time this group's had the ball. That could make it a very easy day for a running back.
Tony Hill is out. Jackie Smith's in there. They have a double tight end set up now. Herbert Scott has been doing some tremendous blocking at left guard for the Cowboys. Mike Wagner is back in for Steelers. There is Pearson going in motion. On first down, Dorsett gives it, fumbles, and the Steelers recover. A trick play. The Steelers are on it. John Banaszak, number 76, recovers.
Kurt, it looked like a perfect time to call the play. As it developed, it looked to be well disguised. However, a little slip in the handoff. I think Staubach was the most surprised man in the house when his receiver came around. He didn't have the ball. It was sitting in the middle of the field. None of the offensive people were able to move to it.
Cowboys like to finesse you, but their finesse cost them an opportunity to score early.
A 38-yard drive, Stahl. Look at this play again. Staubach pitching to Dorsett.
Just
Pearson
dropped the ball.
And he was trying to get it to Staubach down the field to Dupre.
In motion is Rocky Blyer. Franco Harris trying to sweep. They contain him and they knock him down at the 45. The way to stop Franco Harris is to string him out. Don't let him get out there and cut back on you. He's a great cutback artist.
Franco Harris certainly would like to have some opportunities to see the kind of holes that Tony Dorsett got early. And both teams kind of sparring with their running game, something we expected them to do. They want to see if they can open it up, because if they can run the football, then they can pass the football. And both these quarterbacks would like to throw it today.
It is second down 12 for the Steelers. They're on their own 45. No score. 12:20 to play in the first period. A slot left formation. And the Cowboys jam him up. Randy White, number 54. Franco Harris carried the ball, backed up by Bob Brunig, the middle linebacker. Let's set up this Dallas front four. First, let's look at the replay.
Randy White, number 54, is wearing a cast on his left hand. Broke his thumb in the game against the Rams. You see him getting off Sam Davis's block, able to slip inside and get a hold of Franco Harris. Some fine play from the very agile tackle.
Now they have the prevent pass defense in. Mike Hegman and Randy Hughes are in there. 6 secondary men. D.D. Lewis has gone out. Bradshaw fades. A big rush on him. He throws it. And it is complete to Stallworth, who hung on to it at the 40. They had a blitz against Bradshaw. He got it away, and Stallworth made an amazing catch.
I tell you, when you say an amazing play, they've always complimented the wide receivers for Pittsburgh. They say they're blind going into the middle of the field. It's like some say they could catch a BB in the dark. I don't know about that, but when you're running with one thought in mind, as both Swann and Stallworth do, your chances of keeping an interception from happening give Bradshaw a chance to throw the ball in the middle, knowing at least he's going to get a piece of it.
He had to pick himself off the ground to see whether that was completed.
And it's obvious they're going to try and put all the heat they can with blitzes. Rushing Bradshaw today. He's back, rolling, flips, sideline, out of bounds to Stallworth. No good. Stallworth was covered over there by Aaron Kyle.
That little move Stallworth made was pretty good. He went for no gain. But anybody that can come down that's an athlete of that caliber, you've got to keep putting the ball out there.
I think that's one of the keys to the game, too, John. We're going to see a lot of first down passing. You saw right there. We're going to see a lot of play action because Dallas does not get a quick pass rush out of that flex defense.
Merlin, these two teams are so good defensively. Don't you think they're going to have to open the throttle and do everything they can?
I think they both accepted that fact. We saw an evidence of that with that flea flicker set up earlier for the Cowboys, Kurt.
Second down, 10. Rocky Blyer has the ball. Blyer is hit first by number 31, Benny Barnes, the left cornerback. And he rode him out of bounds. Short yardage. A light rain is falling. This is a marvelous turf here, though. It has about 1.5 feet of sand underneath it. That's the Steeler backfield.
And the personality has changed. The people haven't. Terry Bradshaw is the key this year. It had been Franco Harris and Rocky Blyer, a couple of great backs who were helped so much by Terry during the year. I mean, he's thrown the ball so well. I don't think I've seen a quarterback have that kind of year in the last 6 or 7.
There are the receivers. It's 3rd and 8. Mike Hegman, Randy Hughes in. 6 secondary players for the Cowboys. Bradshaw to the sideline. It's complete at the 28-yard line to Randy Grossman, the tight end. And Bradshaw really threaded that ball.
That's the kind of pass very few quarterbacks will even try. He went down as Grossman made his move. Charlie Waters had him covered like a blanket. Watch it. Grossman gets behind Charlie Waters. Waters is shadowing him. Just as he comes out of his break, the ball is on its way. Waters is in great position, but he's too late.
As you said it, there aren't many quarterbacks with an arm strong enough to throw that pass.
They don't even try it.
Terry Bradshaw led the entire league in touchdown passes this year. 28 in the regular season, 4 in the postseason play. 32 altogether. He's going to throw again. He's lobbing it deep. Stallworth! Touchdown, is it? Touchdown! Stallworth!
What a move, Kurt. What a move. Aaron Kyle's the man responsible. However, he did have help deep. Maybe it enhanced him to play Stallworth a little bit closer than he normally would. But Stallworth went down to the point of attack. As he did so, perfect fake by Bradshaw. Kyle looking in the backfield. He was just untouched. As you see, Terry saw him so far open, he just lobbed the ball out here. Everybody's in pursuit. Cliff Harris is late. He beat Kyle 6-0 Pittsburgh.
Might have noticed right at the end of the play, he only got 1 foot in bounds, John, but they ruled that he was driven out by the 2 defenders.
Jarrell has missed only 1 extra point all year. He's kicked 44 out of 45. The punter, Colquitt, a rookie, will hold. And that kick is up, and it is good. Well, interesting start. The Cowboys drove on the ground 38 yards, fumbled on a trick play. Dallas and Pittsburgh comes back and goes 53 to score. We'll be right back with more Super Bowl action.
Come to a Sheraton showplace. You're gonna love every inch of the place. We've got taste. Taste the Sheraton showplace style. We've got style. Come for a visit and stay for a while. You're sure to leave with a smile on your face. We've got taste. We've got taste. We've got taste.
no doubt about it. When you say Budweiser, you've said it all.
Just 3 unbelievable catches by John Stallworth already in this football game. Watch the concentration. The ball hung just a little bit. Stallworth up. Does not even care if they're going to wrap him. Watch as they drive him out of bounds right there. He would not cough that football.
Well, you double Swann. What do you do with this man? He caught 10 against Denver in the playoffs to set an all-time playoff record. 2 superb receivers on the team with the black shirts, and Pearson and Hill are great over on the other side, and you'll be hearing from them. Here's the kickoff, riding high. It is coming to Brinson on the 14. Out to the 25, and he's downed on his 27-yard line. And he's hit down there by number 56, Robin Cole, the linebacker, and also by Rick Moser. Now let's take a look at the Steelers on defense. They play a four-man.
Excuse me, Kurt. We didn't even have much of a chance to introduce them to you before. They had their hands full early, and we let you watch some of their problems. Banaszak, Joe Greene, Steve Furness, and L.C. Greenwood. A fine, strong defensive line. They've got some of the best linebackers around. You'll be seeing more from them during the day.
Dwight White has replaced Banaszak. Now they alternate them at right end. Dallas ball, first down under 28. With backfield. Staubach. Ball down. Timing's destroyed. He got it away. Slipped and fell. A light rain is falling. He fell back on his drop.
That was either a mistake on Staubach's part or Dorsett's. I kind of feel it was Tony's, but I'm not sure. Sometimes you forget there's a trail back coming across. They ran into each other. One knocked Staubach down. He was fortunate that the pass rush did not allow anyone through. Look at this. Now, you know Tony's trying to get out of the way. Has nowhere to go. I kind of think he forgot his assignment.
Second down, 10. Cowboys in their 28. Pearson to the right. Tony Hill to the left. They're going to run it. On the draw. Woo, down there. Tony Dorsett hit by Jack Ham, who many call the best outside linebacker in pro football. Lauren Taves assisted him. And let's take a look at the linebackers for the Steelers.
Well, you'll see a lot of Lauren Taves, also Robin Cole, but the 2 All-Pros, Jack Lambert and Jack Ham, are absolutely awesome. Merlin said you'll see a lot of them. You may see a whole lot of them.
Dallas Cowboys may see more than they want of them. There are a lot of talented football players on the field.
That's the secondary. We'll get to them later. Right now, Preston Pearson's in the game. He's a receiving halfback. They really have 3 wide receivers in. Tony Dungy's in the secondary. Shotgun. The pass right down the middle, and they hit it to Butch Johnson. He was wide open. Butch Johnson wrestled around by Ron Johnson. Johnson against Johnson.
Roger Staubach has gone from the shotgun. He's the only quarterback I've ever seen effectively utilize it. And when a guy's in the shotgun, the first second or so, he has to put his attention on the snapback from center. It means to Pittsburgh, let's get to him quick. See if we can't rattle him. However, it leaves some vulnerability in the middle of the field. Staubach got the ball. He found Johnson quick, and that's the way to pick up big yards.
An all-out blitz on that one, John, and they left Johnson one-on-one on Butch Johnson. Pretty difficult to cover that kind of receiver when a quarterback has time to get it off, as Staubach did.
Both teams are gambling on defense. Staubach sets them down. First down, Cowboys on the Pittsburgh 42. Steelers are ahead 7-0. 8 minutes to play in the first period. Dorsett cutting back at the 40 and is crashed down at the 39-yard line by Donnie Shell, who is a real hitter as a strong safety. A free agent out of South Carolina State.
Cowboys love to run at you out of that I formation, and they love to feature the running of number 33, Tony Dorsett, out of that I. He has such great lateral quickness, and he can spot those openings up inside. You give him a little opening as he strings out along that line, and he'll just go right up through it.
Tom Landry wants to get the ball to Dorsett today. Dorsett's already gained 46 yards in the first period. Second down, 7 for Dallas. Pearson in motion. Staubach, rush on him. He's hit. And he goes down. Taves got to him first. and kept after him. And then Steve Furness took him down. Furness, the right tackle. They had a blitz on, first from the right linebacker.
Steelers don't usually blitz you that much, but they've thrown out the book, and they're coming after Staubach right now. You see number 51, Lauren Taves, and watch Staubach duck underneath him. But he can't elude number 64, Steve Furness, who pulls him down.
I'll tell you, as he did get out, had he been free, he still had no one open. Donnie Shelf just covered Billy Joe Dupree like a blanket. Could be the key to a lot of this afternoon.
They take the tight end out, Dupree. They put Butch Johnson in, Preston Pearson in, 3rd and 19. Everybody looking for the pass now here in the Orange Bowl. Steelers ahead, 7-0. Cowboys off the shotgun. Staubach looks that field over. He's got time. And he's down. He's hit by number 78, White, Mad Dog White. That's the second sack for the Steelers, and they sacked Staubach 7 times in the 76 Super Bowl.
All right, you give credit to the defensive line. Dwight White was the only man anywhere near Staubach. However, it was due to the outstanding coverage. The combination of coverage in that situation. Staubach had 4 or 5 seconds to throw the ball, had no one open.
Not only did White go by Pat Donovan, his tackle, he also got by Dorsett, who was the pickup man. And finally, as you said, because Staubach could not throw the ball, he got him and sacked him.
Punt formation, Danny White. Theo Bell's deep. He had a good run back day against Houston. A driving spiral with a win. Theo Bell takes it on his 18. Ooh, boy, there was a clobbering block. And he runs it back to his 30, a 12-yard return. Randy Hughes made the tackle. We're going to be back to action here at the Orange Bowl. The score, Steelers 7, Cowboys nothing. 6 minutes to play in the first period.
Long ago, I learned that all engineering is a matter of designing machines to solve problems. I'm Neil Armstrong. In the Apollo program, I acquired a respect for the ability of Chrysler Corporation engineering to help solve some of the incredible problems of space travel. Now I've seen what they've done for cars, and I'm convinced Chrysler engineering has solved many of the problems that concern all drivers. By pioneering the use of front-wheel drive in small American-built cars, they've given them a new kind of control and handling. For the bigger cars, they have engines and transmissions that are right for the times. Sport coupes have been given clean, aerodynamic designs that slice through the wind. As an engineer, I find the cars from Chrysler Corporation exciting, innovative approaches to the needs we all have today. I think you will, too.
Golf's best follow the sun, surf, and a $300,000 pot of gold to the spectacular Wailea Country Club in the Hawaiian Open, February 10th and 11th on NBC.
Hollywood Henderson has been talking all week about what he was going to do to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Watch number 53, Dirt Winston, say hello to Hollywood Henderson. And I tell you, he went over and was welcomed by his teammates.
Hello.
However, Merlin, as you mentioned, Hollywood does talk a lot. He seems to back it up on the football field. Tom Landry said, complimenting you, Thomas, is like putting a fire out with gasoline. He does back up what he says.
Pittsburgh on their 31st down. Blyer and Harris behind Bradshaw. Franco Harris outside to the 35, was knocked down on the 35 by Bob Bruning, the middle linebacker, aided by Aaron Kyle, number 25, the right cornerback. Bruning from Arizona State.
Steelers offensive line, of course, working very hard to free up Franco, give him a little running room. And early in this ball game, I think the thing that surprised me most, John, is that both teams seem to be able to run the ball. I didn't think that was going to happen today.
Second down, 5 for the Steelers on their 35. They're ahead 7-0. 5.5 to play in the first period. Bradshaw on a rollout. Throws to the sideline. Nearly picked off there by Cliff Harris. They had Lynn Swann double team. And it's interesting to see that Harris came over to help out, and they really don't like to do that with their safety men, the Cowboys.
No, Kurt, but you do have to give up something. That time, Benny Barnes just played as close as he could to Swann. Now, you know, Harris gets by because he's as smart as he is. He knows Bradshaw would love to go to Swann whenever he can. If he's got Benny Barnes up, stuffing him while he can. Swann's going to get free sometime. When he does, Harris wants to be there.
All right, they're looking for pass. They have Randy Hughes in, a fifth defensive back, and an extra linebacker, Mike Hegman. Third down, 5. Steelers on their own 35. Bradshaw, time, right over the middle, complete. Franco Harris into Dallas territory at the Dallas 43. And Bradshaw is hot in the Super Bowl.
And Bradshaw will stay hot if he gets patterns run the way Franco Harris ran that one on Mike Hegman. He was one-on-one with a linebacker. When you get a chance to work on a linebacker with no help outside or inside, he just gave a little outside fake cut right underneath and picked up a big gain, and Pittsburgh's on the move again.
And the other thing he had was time to throw that football, and they're doing an effective job of holding Randy White out of there. I think maybe that cast is bothering him, Kurt.
Bradshaw, 4 out of 6. He had all the time against Houston. You cannot give him time anymore. He's become a very patient man. Here he is on a drop and a play action. He throws it out to Swann. Swann has a first down. Swann's nailed against the sideline by Benny Barnes. What a passing attack. Right, left, down the middle, and right now they're shredding the Dallas secondary.
Well, they're able to get one-on-one coverage. They got it on Mike Hegman the time before. This time they got Benny Barnes one-on-one with Lynn Swann. Very tough to cover the wide receivers or even the offensive backs without help somewhere.
Sam Davis is doing quite a job holding Randy White out of there. That's the big matchup, a critical matchup for Pittsburgh. Steelers first down on the Dallas 30. Steelers ahead 7-0. 4:28 in the first quarter. Blitz is on. It's intercepted at the 15. D.D. Lewis at the 30. They had the blitz on, and Bradshaw threw a bad pass. That's the first turnover by the Steelers. Dallas has had a turnover. And D.D. Lewis comes to the bench for congratulations.
Well, and he deserves some congratulations. A lot of pressure right there on the Dallas defense. They're able to come up with a turnover, turn the Steelers away. If the Steelers go up with a second TD here, they can almost put it out of reach.
We have a timeout. They'll be talking it over down there. So will D.D. Lewis. And we'll be back. It's Steelers 7, Cowboys nothing.
Do you know me? Even though I wrote a best-selling book on running, with most people, I need something to jog their memory. So I carry the American Express card. It's the only card with hundreds of travel offices all around the world to help you. If you're lost, need traveler's checks, or emergency money. It's nice to know that if you ever run into trouble, you've got a place to run into.
To apply for a card, look for this display wherever the card is welcomed.
The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
It's raining, Ollie.
I can see that.
Your wife is sure are making a mess.
Well, why don't you do something to help me? Oh!
Once a year, it makes sense to get yourself a new set of Anco wiper blades. It's simple, quick, and an inexpensive way to see your way clear again.
But that's much better, Ollie.
Why, thank you, Stanley.
His listeners listen. His teenage daughters don't.
He's got a band.
He calls it his Rassel Castle.
Hello, Trouble. Hello, Larry. Fridays on the new NBC.
D.D. Lewis, Merlin Olsen just pointed out that's only the third linebacker interception of the entire season for the Cowboys. 32-yard return. Terry Bradshaw upset over that one. Newhouse, Dorsett the running back. Staubach is going to put veteran Jackie Smith over on the right. They try the quick hitter over right tackle. Newhouse carries, and he is stopped. Short game. Helped by Jack Ham.
Dallas offense, the running game, is basically trying to attack outside. But they got up the middle on that one, did not make much.
The Goodyear Blimp Mayflower, the newest and largest in the world, shooting these overhead aerials. Captain Mike Fitzpatrick of Newport, Rhode Island. Second down, 7. Dallas, just short of their 40. Jackie Smith in motion. The pitch is to Newhouse. He's being chased. Lambert! What a charge by Jack Lambert. who led the Steelers this year with 125 tackles.
Jack Lambert's the emotional leader of that black-shirted defense, and a very quick linebacker at getting the good reaction, the good jump on the ball, and he knows how to put it back on the ground.
You know, he's very smart. You don't fool him many times. You know, for a few times Dorsett got outside. Now they're giving Newhouse a chance. He slipped right underneath the pulling guard, brought down the ball carrier. It may be tough to go outside for a while.
Newhouse doesn't quite have the speed of Dorsett. He paid the price on that one.
All right, they take out the tight end. They put in Butch Johnson, Preston Pearson. It's the shotgun. They've got all their good wide receivers in the game now on 3rd and 7. Staubach's pass, no good. Intended for Preston Pearson, Ham.
All right, Jack
Greene, too.
You know, when you put the burden on a linebacker, generally he can't handle a fine offensive halfback that's a good receiver. They put Ham, feel very comfortable covering him, covering Preston Pearson. He did it very well, forced Roger to throw it where he didn't want to.
They look like they were bumping, running the outside receivers, John.
They were.
They're challenging him out there.
There is Danny White. He could play first-team quarterback on most squads in the National Football League. How long he's going to be happy to be a backup man, I don't know. And there's Theo Bell to return. Kicking with the 20-mile-an-hour wind. Hoists it up there to the sideline. And it takes a Pittsburgh bounce and is out of bounds between the 35 and 40-yard line of Pittsburgh. And White did not like his punt. We now have 2:37 remaining in the first period of Super Bowl XIII. It is Pittsburgh 7 and Dallas nothing.
Wherever you may roam, you'll find our name is known. You can trust a Delco.
Thanks, Delco.
Delco Freedom Battery. When things are getting thick and you want to start real quick, you can trust a Delco.
Thanks, Delco.
Delco Freedom Battery. They've got the stuff when the starting's tough. You can trust a Delco.
Thanks, Delco.
Delco Freedom Battery. Delco Freedom.
Thanks, Delco.
Keeping a customer on hold is no way to hold a customer. So at Eastern, we're using computers to help us to get to your call faster. One new system even makes it possible for a call in New York to be answered in Chicago, Miami, anywhere an agent's available. An industry first. But all of this technology comes down to one thing. It helps us be more helpful to you. Personal service is still the only real difference between airlines. So at Eastern, we have to earn our wings every day.
On Sports World, professional skiing from Aspen, full contact karate from Tokyo, women's pro surfing from Hawaii, and blackjack from Las Vegas next Sunday.
Remember Sports World on NBC next Sunday. The Steelers, the best record in pro football this year. They won 16 out of 18. They've won their last 7 in a row. They have a first down on their own 38. Notice how they run to the left. They have a gaping hole open for Franco Harris. They're a left-handed running team like the Oakland Raiders because they usually put the tight end on the right, and Harris has less people over in the left, so he can cut back on them.
Down in the middle of that line, they're really banging on Martin, number 79. You see D.D. Lewis coming inside, a little stunt between the two of them. Good reaction from the offensive line of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They sealed the linebacker out, opened a hole, and Franco knew what to do with it.
Second down, a yard to go for Pittsburgh on their own 47. Trying to search for that first down. Flag goes down, the first one of the game. And by the way, in 1976, Dick Enberg, before the game, talked about, we hope we don't have a lot of flags. There were only, that's a holding against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh did not have one penalty in the Super Bowl X against Dallas. Dallas had only 2 for 10 yards. This is the first flag of the game. It'll go against the Steelers.
And a tie, and you never like to have that kind of mistake, though. You put yourself in great position. It's a first down almost at midfield, and suddenly they're marking it off. It's going to be second and about 12 yards to go. Disastrous.
Holdings on Sam Davis, the left guard.
He's got his hands full down there, Kurt. Look inside. You'll see Sam Davis right there holding Randy White. Now, the flag came in late. Could have been that the referee watched the way he pulled him away from that running back, kept him off of him.
Coming on the field is number 58, Mike Hegman, Going out is Larry Cole. Getting an extra linebacker in there. Dave Stalls has gone in. Landry is changing up his defense a bit.
Well, there's the defensive line for the Cowboys. And Randy White, as we said, you can see the cast on his left hand, broken thumb. He and Cole on the inside. Harvey Martin and White on that right side accounted for 32 sacks between them. That's a very impressive total for two guys.
Second down, 11. Harris again running left. Franco is brought down by Aaron Kyle. Kyle weighs 185. Franco weighs 225. Franco in postseason games has led all rushers 11 out of 13 times.
We've given a lot of credit to the Pittsburgh Steelers linebackers, but the Dallas Cowboys aren't without some good ones themselves. Brunig is only the third middle linebacker to play for these Cowboys. Henderson, you saw earlier, he's been the noisy one this week, and Dede Lewis on the other side working very hard. The two safeties, Harris and Waters, outstanding football players, John. I think you'd agree with that.
I think most everybody would, Merlin.
Third down and 6. Look out from behind. Fumble. Dallas has it. He's hit from behind. Ed Jones nailed him. And Harvey Martin nailed him from behind. And Ed Jones has recovered the fumble. That's the second Steeler turnover. There's Ed Too Tall.
Okay, both of them responsible to Bradshaw. This time he was trying to do a little too much with a bad play. I think if one thing epitomizes Terry's play over the year, he has been so successful. Sometimes he's made a bad situation a good one. This time, in this sort of a football game, you want to make sure that when the gates are closing, you don't leave yourself an opening. I think he did a little unnecessarily here. He's trying to get away, do something well. The ball got hit.
Big defensive play, though, as Harvey reached around and batted that ball loose.
First down, Dallas. Pittsburgh's 41. 1 minute to play in the first period. Pittsburgh ahead, 7-0. Staubach on a straight handoff. Newhouse. And Newhouse piled up in the middle. L.C. Greenwood, the left end. And Steve Furness. There's the man that just recovered the fumble. Ed Too Tall Jones. Bradshaw talking to Chuck Noll.
You know, I want to ask Merlin something. To me, a great defense is one that when your own team gets a turnover, you can hang in there and not let anything break down, because so many touchdowns happen after turnovers. I don't think either Dallas or Pittsburgh allow that to happen very often.
Well, that's because of their experience. You go on that field, you suck it up a little bit more when they got a turnover. You know Staubach's going to go deep on you.
Second down, 9. Cowboys on the Steeler 40. Pearson in motion. Play action pass. There it goes deep to Pearson. And it is no good. He was defended by Donnie Shell. Pearson nearly making a miraculous catch in the end zone.
And Donnie Shell made an awfully good defensive play, because it looked to me as if Pearson had dissected the defense. Staubach threw the ball at just about the right time. Was not able to hit him on the money, but it looked like the play may be good enough. He got Shell's back turned to the ball. When you're in that position, you're really up for grabs. A guy like Drew Pearson's going to come down with quite a few of those. I've got to credit Donnie Shell. You can see he doesn't like it. He finds Pearson a little later than he would like to. However, makes good recovery and keeps him from scoring.
That's great ball reaction.
Steve Furness is out. Dennis Winston is in. There's Donnie Shell. Butch Johnson's come on to replace Dupree. They have the fleet wide receivers in again. It's the shotgun on 3rd and 9. And a big rush is on. He lets it go. Tony Hill at the 20. He's in. Touchdown, Tony Hill.
Okay, Kurt, that was a blitz. They've been burned twice on blitzes. That was no exception. Staubach was the hero on both occasions. You see Tony Hill on Donnie Shell. He's all alone with him all over the field. Staubach threw the ball before Tony Hill even made his break. He was forced to. They communicated perfectly, and the score is almost tied. One kick will do it.
And this pass comes as time ran out in the first period. He can really tightrope that sideline, Tony Hill, a second-year player. He came so fast that they traded Golden Richards on to the Bears to make way for Hill, who's going to be a great pro star.
And Mel Blount, who was deeper than Tony Hill, had his back to the quarterback, playing man-to-man, corralling his receiver. Never did see Hill until he went by him into the end zone.
Well, it's survival time when you get one-on-one with some guy and you're in a blitz situation.
Seption only missed 1 point out of 47. Charlie Waters will hold. It is a tie at the end of the first period. And what a first quarter here in Super Bowl number 13. We'll be back with the second quarter of today's game after these messages from your local station.
College chaos.
With brothers
and sisters.
They're the wild and zany guys and girls of Crandall College.
Come on in, girls. Don't touch anything that doesn't touch him.
Look at that face.
See the season premiere of Brothers and Sisters following Super Bowl XIII.
The most valuable resources we have at United States Steel are skilled people. So we do our best to care for them. Our safety program is one of the most effective in America and is a model throughout the world. We provide comprehensive training programs. Our in-plant medical program is one of the most complete in American industry. Putting people first helps keep our company first. Skilled people. At United States Steel, they're one of our strengths.
Why buy some foreign beer when there's Pittsburgh's own Iron City? We not only make our beer in Pittsburgh, we make our homes here.
Pittsburgh is only one brewery. Show 'em where you live.
Let's go, Pittsburgh. Show them where you live.
No matter what TV news you watch, catch Nova for sports on 11 Alive.
Mini Super Bowl, and by the way, the first touchdown scored against Pittsburgh in the first period this year ago.
And I didn't know if anybody'd ever score on him in the first period. We did say it'll be a high-scoring game. I think we're on our way.
Kicking off now, Seption. The kick is a shorty, bounding around. Larry Anderson, the rookie, has it. Reversing his field, loses ground, and they finally bring him down. He lost 4 or 5 yards trying to reverse his field. He's finally tackled by Tom Randall.
Kurt, the Dallas Cowboys have been kind of hard on Steeler records. Back in '75, the Steelers had done the same thing, had held their opponents scoreless throughout the season. And in the Super Bowl of '75, Dallas scored in the first quarter. Here they are again. They come scoreless through the whole year. Not scoreless, but they at least no touchdowns allowed in the first quarter until today, and the record disappears to the same Dallas Cowboys.
Well, if you want to go by past records, the team scoring the first points has won 10 out of the 12 previous Super Bowls. Pittsburgh scored first, but now Dallas has come back, and Bradshaw sets them down for a first down on their own 26. First play of the second quarter. Blair is off in motion. That pass is complete. He caught that ball. Randy Grossman, the little tight end, at 215 pounds, his second reception of the game.
And, you know, Kurt, people were so concerned when Benny Cunningham went down. Now, he is going to be a great tight end, but their effectiveness has not changed since Grossman has come into the lineup. He's excellent going into the secondary, beating linebackers. He makes a lot of bad balls look good, and he just did it on this occasion.
Randy Grossman, a basketball player at Temple. On the 32-yard line, or 37-yard line of Pittsburgh. First down, tie game, 7-all. Franco Harris getting outside with a 40, ridden out of bounds by Bruning and Ed Too Tall Jones. So Franco starting to pick up some yardage. Shows you how quick Jones is. He chased him from left to right. This telecast, presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited. It is now on the 44-yard line of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Second down, 3 to go. Let's check Franco's rushing yardage. He has 27 yards. Tony Dorsett has 46 yards rushing. Harris again. Ed Jones hits him there He might have picked up a yard. Too Tall at 6'9" was standing there and said,
Very tough to go against that Dallas flex defense, especially for the Steelers, who love to do their trapping, and it's hard to trap that defense. Too Tall just slid inside, almost like a linebacker, sliding back inside away from Grossman, who's trying to seal him off, and made the stop, kept him short of the first down.
They're bringing on Larry Bethea, rookie, number 76. Now he comes back out. They couldn't get him on the field in time. 3rd down, 1. Harris has the first down. Franco Harris hitting inside. D.D. Lewis stopped him. Sam Davis opened the way. Franco Harris, 5th leading rusher of all time. Great money back is the best description you can make.
Kurt, I was just going to say that. You're taking the words right out of my mouth. But if you had one back to run short yardage for you, I think I might grab Franco Harris, especially in a big ball game.
Steelers on their 48. First down. They've gone to the running game now. Now they switch. Quick flip. Incomplete. I want to tell you, the Cowboys led the National Football Leagues in getting to the quarterback this year, and they're putting more and more pressure on Bradshaw now as this game is progressing.
And they did put pretty good pressure on Bradshaw, but Grossman had a chance to really manipulate behind the linebackers. The linebacker play by Brunig on that particular occasion was outstanding, and they had a little miscommunication.
They tried to get it off to Randy Grossman, as you said, but Randy just unable to get himself in the right position. We're looking at Randy White here. They've done a good job. Sam Davis had his hands full, but has done a good job of passing him off and getting a little help by his friends on the other side of the line.
They put their wide receivers on the left side in a slot. 2nd down, 10 for the Steelers. Play action pass. Bradshaw throw on the run, maybe. It's out, and it's nearly intercepted by Charlie Waters, number 41. Charlie, a 9-year veteran. He and Cliff Harris are called the 2 best safeties on one team in football.
Okay, we're giving you the wide shot, and Terry Bradshaw, when he comes back, I think uses his athletic ability to give himself enough time to try and catch Swann coming all the way across the field. We're watching Grossman. That ball was actually intended for Lynn Swann coming across. Good linebacker play kept him from receiving the ball. Take a look at Lynn. He comes down. He's supposed to be hit here. If Terry had been able to stay in the pocket, he might have been able to throw it. Benny Barnes is in pretty good position coverage-wise. Linebacker makes the play.
And if you're wondering why there wasn't a penalty, it's because the ball had already been hit by a defensive man.
3rd down, 10. Steelers on their 48. Fumble. Bradshaw has it. Oh, is he hit? Thomas Henderson up with it. Going in with it, number 58, Mike Hegman, and it is a recovered fumble. Henderson jarred it loose from Bradshaw, and going in with it, Mike Hegman from Tennessee State, a reserve linebacker.
And I think, Merlin, that 2 things happened. I think Bradshaw's hurt a little bit on his left shoulder. They stood him up, kind of caved him in, both of them, took the ball away before he was able to get down to the ball. He made a pretty good recovery to get a piece of it, but you can see Henderson's holding him up. Hegman takes the ball away, and I don't think Terry's getting up very quick.
Henderson just stripped his arms back, and Hegman stole the football from him. Now, that's great play. That's the kind of big plays you're going to need to win this football game.
Okay, let's look at Bradshaw. That's the real concern as far as Pittsburgh's concerned. He had a hold of his elbow coming off the field. It was his left one, but it's not a minor problem.
Cowboys score, 12:08 to play in the half. They're in the lead. Tepion's kick is good. And Dallas on a stunning recovery. Bradshaw shaken up. And that's the big question now. Can Terry Bradshaw come back and operate with full efficiency? 3rd turnover already against the Steelers. And let's take a look at it again, gentlemen.
Go back and watch the play. I think the fact that Bradshaw dropped that football and picked it up really shook him up. He never quite got his bearings again. Henderson really has his shoulders and arms. He's pulling him out right there. You see the ball just stolen right there by Mike Hegman. And I think, go ahead, John, you saw something.
No, I'll just tell you, he hit his elbow on the ground. That could be a jam shoulder, could be a slight separation. We're not going to try to play doctor, but it's certainly a problem for Terry right now.
Well, if Bradshaw cannot continue, then that really raises some interesting questions for the Steelers. One more time, because there's the football popping loose. Bradshaw does a good job of getting it back, but watch him carefully as he goes to the ground here. Yes, yeah, you're right, John. Had his arm pinned behind him.
Well, if there's one guy that will come back, I'd say he's probably as tough a quarterback as there's ever played this game. And if he can come back, he'll be there.
The Steelers scored first. A pass to Stallworth, 28 yards, 9:47 to go in the first period. Dallas tied it in the last play on a pass to Tony Hill of the first period. And now Dallas has jarred the ball loose, come up with it, and Hegman ran it in for the touchdown. They're kicking off to Larry Anderson, deep. Anderson is going to ground it for the touchback. The initial reading from the Pittsburgh bench, Terry Bradshaw is all right and will be able to come back into action.
You see them congratulating Raphael Septien. He really got his foot into that football. Pins the Steelers back on the 20.
Now they call them the dirty towels. If we look to the far side, there they are. The dirty towels.
Dirty or the terrible?
The terrible towel.
Okay,
terrible.
Kurt.
Terrible towel.
Well, they got kind of dirty in that game last 2 weeks ago when it got wet.
First down. Pittsburgh on their 20. They're trailing for the first time in the game. Bradshaw to Franco Harris. He jumps. He's hit on the 22-yard line by Harvey Martin, who last year, along with Randy White, was a co-most valuable player of this game. Second down, 8. Pittsburgh on their own 22. We pause briefly. We will pause in a minute.
Quick look at number 75, Martin, and Kolb there. Harvey Martin keeping good position on the line of scrimmage and able to get a shot on number 32, Franco Harris.
Second down, 8. Steelers on their 22. They have the wind in this quarter. Franco Harris, boy, that is rough yardage to get. Larry Cole took him at the 25. Now we're going to pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
You're watching 11 Alive, your Super Steeler station.
Kurt Gowdy, John Brody, Merlin Olsen, Dick Enberg again from the Orange Bowl. The situation, 3rd and 5 for Pittsburgh on their 25. And ahead in this game, the Dallas Cowboys, 14-7. 10:40 to go in the first half. Slot right. Bradshaw, we'll see how he throws. He's got his man Stallworth. He's at the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40.
He's gone.
He's at the 20, 15, and he's in for the touchdown. No flags are down. It's a touchdown all the way, 75 yards.
Kurt, I think you set it up about as well as anyone. When Bradshaw goes back to pass, you say, let's see how he throws. I'd say he made the answer pretty clear. He put it right on the numbers to Stallworth. Stallworth beat Randy Hughes in a one-on-one situation. When he did so, and we've seen a lot of one-on-one situations, I think, Merlin, it's because they have to try and get to both passes.
I think both teams are trying for the big play defensively, and it kills them here because they don't get to him. He gets it away, and then Stallworth just uses his great ability to break it loose, to get this game back to within 1 point of even, and this has become a game of big plays.
Stallworth has now 3 catches for 115 yards. Bradshaw, boy, they're over him after he was injured. He came right back in and got this thing tied up with the extra point. 14-14. 10:25 to go in the first half. Bradshaw has connected twice with Stallworth. And we're going to be back with more action, and action we are having.
In 1935, IBM introduced the first successful electric typewriter. Easy on the fingers.
In the 1940s, IBM invented a proportional spacing typewriter. It gave typing the look of printing.
In 1961, IBM announced this interchangeable typing element. You change type styles like that.
In 1969, the first magnetic card typewriter. No more tedious erasing or retyping.
Today, IBM innovations continue to make office work more productive and more pleasant. Innovations like electronic filing, editing, inkjet printing, The point is, IBM meets the needs of its customers with constant innovation for the past 40 years, today and tomorrow.
IBM, helping put information to work for people.
See exciting regional action followed by the #1 ranked Fighting Irish of Notre Dame against Maryland next Saturday.
All right, simple little pattern. It's not one that has a lot of beauty in its execution, but very effective. As Bradshaw hits Stallworth real quick, you see him run through a maze of players. When he finally gets past Randy Hughes, he's all alone. It's long gone. It's tied 14 up.
There he is, John Stallworth. Let's look at the key block on this play that scored the touchdown, which is the longest in Super Bowl history for a pass play. There's Swann taking Benny Barnes out of the play. That's all you need to do. Get him out of there for a split second. Here's the kickoff by Girilla to either Butch Johnson or Larry Brinson. It is coming to Butch Johnson. 20, 25, and he goes down on his 31-yard line. And he's hit there by Rick Moser, a reserve running back of the Steelers who plays on the kickoff team.
The word from the bench, Kurt, is that Bradshaw has bruised his left shoulder. Some of you may have seen him taking some ammonia and sniffing salts right just before we broke away. Actually, what he may be doing is still clearing the cobwebs. He's on the bench now. You see the trainer working with him on the sideline. He's a tough kid. You said it, John. If you're going to have one guy come back, it's Terry Bradshaw.
First down, Dallas on their 32. Game tied, 14-all. Staubach to Newhouse, he's hit. And right in there pouncing on him, number 78, John Banaszak, Eastern Michigan, a free agent. He has taken the starting right-end position away from Dwight White, but White still plays a lot. They alternate.
Well, Banaszak plays like one of the great ones now, not like a free agent, and he did earn that starting job. You saw why there as he got out and stripped Newhouse down. Newhouse doesn't look to me like he's come back to his old form after that leg injury.
Well, and I think those black shirts have something to do with it.
You might have a point there, John.
And look at this full house now. Now they hop out of it. Second down, 15 to go. The toss. Dorsett is ended, and he's down. It's the Steelers now who have taken over the momentum. That's Jack Ham, number 59.
When the Steelers are playing their best, Jack Ham's making the big plays, Merlin.
Number 59, Jack Ham, I still believe at his position the finest linebacker in football. And what he does here is just seals the play to the outside, strings it out. Dorsett looked back, he wanted to cut, but what did he see? More black shirts. He went to the ground.
All right, they put Butch Johnson in, 86. Preston Pearson, 26. Take the tight end out, Dupree. They've got the fleet receivers with the good hands in there now on 3rd and 18. Staubach off the shotgun. He fumbles the ball. Pittsburgh. Dallas recovers it. Pittsburgh had a great opportunity to come up with that ball and let it get away from him. Joe Greene caused the fumble on the rush. Tom Rafferty, the right guard, recovered for Dallas.
And it looked like late, Merlin, I'm not sure, but the Banaszak had a chance to recover the ball, tried to make a big play out of it rather than recover it. In doing so, lost it, and Dallas still has possession.
Joe Greene gets a great rush and just strips the football. We saw that happen to Bradshaw early, right there. Furness, number 64, you're right. Wanted to take it in. He didn't get it, and he cost Pittsburgh a chance at a great turnover. Tom Rafferty alertly pounced on the football for the Cowboys. Boy, they're lucky they got out without turning that football over.
Danny White in punt formation. Theo Bell is on his own 45. White against the wind, wobbles it. Bell fields it on his 49, 50, goes down on the Dallas 48-yard line. And he's hit there by number 56, Thomas Henderson, the Muhammad Ali now of pro football. Thomas Henderson. Don't call me Tom, it's Thomas. Timeout on the field. 7:43 to go in the first half, and our score is tied 14-all.
A family is about to lose its home forever. Not the home on the left. Allstate homeowners insurance can pay to rebuild that house. The real disaster is on the right. The owner died before the mortgage was paid. Allstate Life has mortgage protection insurance to help give your family a debt-free home if you die. You need mortgage protection insurance, too. So your family won't lose its home, see your Allstate agent for both kinds of insurance. Make sure your home lives on. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Discover a new horizon. Horizon TC3, the first American sport coupe with front-wheel drive. Discover standard features like electric release hatchback, AM/FM radio, radial tires. Discover options like the exciting rally equipment package, including spoiler and sport suspension. Discover Horizon TC3.
The Wendells bring an old con game to Centennial. Dangerous passions rock its peaceful foundations, and its future takes a new direction. Centennial, tonight.
At the start of this game, you heard some voices. They were mysterious to us. They were voices of the Pittsburgh radio announcing team who are on the same frequency that the officials' mic is on down in the field when you hear the discussion of the penalties. We have no control over it, so if it happens again, you'll know what it's all about. And right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are on the Dallas 48-yard line with a first down. This is the first time in Super Bowl history that 4 touchdowns have been scored in the first half. Bradshaw, play action pass. And he gets it away. Lynn Swann, 30, 25. Swann's down on the 22. He's hit by Charlie Waters. Lynn Swann was the most valuable player of the 76 game.
We mentioned this may be a slam-bam affair, Merlin, and we mentioned it because of the defensive strengths. People had to come after him right now. First down, second down, pull out all the stops. I think the most indicative part is right here. Lynn Swann gets by the linebackers into the secondary. You don't see him very often try to take people on. They're all playing like there's no tomorrow, and there isn't.
They have a first down, Pittsburgh, on the Cowboy 22. Tie game, 14-all. Franco Harris. They've got him. And there is a great charge by Ed Jones. And Too Tall has been the best of the defensive front four for the Cowboys so far.
You get a chance to see one of the reasons that the Dallas Cowboys like to play that flex defense. They get almost a linebacker's read from their big defensive lineman. Watch Too Tall. Gets a quick read inside, and he just flies across. Gets there as soon as Franco Harris, who said, where in the world did that big guy come from? But the weakness was probed last time, and that is they can't get the pressure on the passer when they're in that flex.
Second down, 18. Pittsburgh on the Dallas 30. Down the middle, flags down. Randy Grossman, the intended receiver. A flag was dropped in the secondary.
Yes, sir. They know they have their hands full when they start double covering on the outside. Charlie Waters was up there trying to handle Grossman all by himself. I think he held him before the ball was thrown. It looks to me like some sort of defensive interference.
That's defensive holding against Dallas. It'll be an automatic first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Kurt, you've seen a lot of big games. Have you ever seen the momentum surge back and forth so quickly in a ball game of this importance?
You're right, Merlin, and it's coming on emotion, and it is coming on hitting out there.
I think Bradshaw pretty well summed it up with just his reaction. You see, Charlie Waters knows he's got a problem. He's got to keep it. He ran the out from underneath.
He did a little close hanging there, John. He just took a hold of that jersey and said, come back here, Randy.
I don't blame him. It's
calls on Henderson now, they said.
Well,
first down, Pittsburgh, Dallas 25. Tie game, 14-all, 6 minutes to play in the first half. A wild first half. Big rush on him. Shoots it. Dropped by Stallworth. Stallworth couldn't quite hold on to it. Not an easy catch, but it was there to him. Aaron Kyle, graduate of the University of Wyoming, was covering.
John, a quick question for you. When you got 3 great receivers, doesn't that make all of them better?
Well, sometimes there aren't enough balls to go around, Merlin, but this is a play that a guy like Stallworth makes look easy, which is the most difficult catch in football, catching the ball behind you when you're running in a different direction. Bradshaw did throw it about the only place that it could be received. They were in a double coverage, very little room to operate.
Randy Hughes, Mike Hegman are in. Dave Stahl's in. This is the prevent defense. Second down, 10. Steelers on the Cowboy 25. Blyer in motion. Draw play. Franco Harris, 2 yards, and that's all. 23-yard line. Mike Hegman and number 79, Harvey Martin, team up for the tackle. 3rd down, 8. Pittsburgh on the Dallas 23. You know, these two teams, Pittsburgh led the entire National Football League in allowing the least points, and Dallas has shut out their opponents coming into this game in the last 6 quarters. And they had led in the fewest yards allowed, and they've both been scored on twice in the first half. So the offenses have gone all out, but I think the point has been made very well by Olsen and Brody. They've been gambling on defense, and their gambles sometimes have backfired. Look out. He is snowed under. The 3rd sack for Dallas. 2 for Pittsburgh. Thomas Henderson in there first.
Well, I'm amazed. They just keep coming and coming. But I tell you again, if they don't get him down, you see 42, Randy Hughes coming, and that's what you call a jailbreak. Mike Hegman, 58, has a piece of Terry, and he almost got that ball away. They're lucky they got him down.
Roy Jarrell has been a very erratic field goal kicker this year. He has kicked 3 out of 13 from 40 yards out. This is a 51-yard attempt, but he does have the wind at his back. He's hit only 16 out of 32. If Pittsburgh had a weakness, this has been it. The kick is up, and it hit the upright. It hit the upright. He just missed. Down on the field is Ed Jones. Ed Jones is injured. Now he's getting up.
Kurt, he did what good defensive linemen do. He jumped high to try and block that kick. As you watch the emotion of the holder, Colquitt, somebody put their head right into his stomach and I think doubled him over pretty good.
4:55 to go in the half. We're still tied in Super Bowl XIII, 14 all.
I've been thinking about the market lately.
My broker says now's a good time to look into tax-free income. What'd your broker say?
Well, my broker's E.F. Hutton, and E.F. Hutton says...
When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen.
Here comes the king. Here comes the king. Here comes the big number 1. Here comes the king. Budweiser beer, the king is second to none. When you say Bud, one taste will tell you so loud and clear. There's only one Budweiser beer. There's only one Budweiser beer. The king is coming. Let's hear the call. When you say Bud, you said it all. When you say Bud.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bruce Jenner.
And I'm a very cold Donna DeVerona. Join us on NBC's Olympic Diary on January 28th.
First downs in the first half, 10 for Pittsburgh, 4 for Dallas. Dorsett has 42 net yards, the leading ball carrier. Franco Harris has 32 net yards on the ground. The leading receiver, Stallworth, 3 for 115 yards. Super Bowl X, Lynn Swann set the record. 4 catches for 161 yards. Double tight end offense. Tony Hill is out. There's Jackie Smith, one of the tight ends. Dorsett, they're trying to get him outside. And he's to the 39. The thing about Tony Dorsett is you stop him, you stop him, you stop him. But one time, bang, he can break it.
And he's been close on 3 or 4 occasions.
Sure has, John. That great outside speed, and I don't think I've ever seen a young back use his blocking better. Watch Dorsett. Watch him hang to the outside and set the block right there for number 68, Herb Scott, and then quickly duck underneath it. That's just a great ball carrier who knows how to use his people.
Second down, 5. There's a man who played for the National Collegiate title, and then his first 2 years in Pro Bowl is in the Super Bowl. That's not bad. 3 years in a row. Second and 5. Preston Pearson in the game. He leads the team in receiving, but Newhouse has it. And Newhouse is buried under and swept out of bounds on his 39. And that is Robin Cole, number 56 from New Mexico, who took him out. Number 1 draft choice 2 years ago.
He was brought down by Robin Cole, but the man who created the angle for him was Donnie Shell. Now, he's got a lot of responsibility. We've seen him in the end zone batting down passes. This time he had to force to the outside. When you're effective running the ball, you put a real burden on those strong safeties. The weak safeties, not so much. That's what they've done in this ball game.
The Cowboys alternate their guards, Rafferty and Lawless, the right guard, bringing in plays. Landry calls all the plays. Bradshaw calls the plays, the quarterback, the Steelers. Shotgun, 4 wide receivers on the field now. Going out to Pearson, who made a sensational catch. Preston Pearson, who has a fantastic pair of hands and was released by the Steelers.
We'd like to follow Lawless as he gets the signal from Tom Landry and runs out. He's got to deliver the message now to Roger Staubach. Gives it to Staubach there. Staubach now has a chance to collect his thoughts.
And Staubach has been probably the best interpreter this game has ever seen. However, on the other side, a different philosophy. Terry Bradshaw has been calling the plays for 9 years, and I think the patience of Chuck Noll has really paid off the last couple of years.
Roger can still dodge. Dorsett and Newhouse are the running back behind him. Pearson in motion. Play action pass. Down the middle, complete. 44-yard line. Catching that ball, Tony Hill. And Mike Wagner, the free safety, hit him. Wagner was second on the Steelers this year in tackles.
Play action passing. One of the things that both quarterbacks are trying to take advantage of is the aggressiveness of these defensive teams. Staubach gets a little fake to Dorsett. Has time then to get a pass off and has an open zone. Linebackers have been pulled up, John.
Okay, Ron Johnson's the only rookie starting for Pittsburgh. Got great people around him. They'd like to get to him, but it's no bargain when you get there because he's held up his end all year long.
And they have just given the 2-minute warning to us here. So with 2 minutes to play in the first half, Pittsburgh 14, Dallas 14.
Oh, no. Look who's here.
Hiya, boys. Here Midas is guaranteeing foreign car mufflers.
Mr. Greene, you don't drive a foreign car.
Sister Creedy does. Look, stand there, guys. Midas has.
From now on, foreign car owners can take advantage of Midas, too. If anything goes wrong with our American or foreign car muffler, Midas will replace it free as long as you own your car.
I guarantee. See you again, boy.
Magnavox is handing out money during the big Magnavox annual sale. Come in now for a great deal on these Magnavox touch-tune color TVs and get a rebate right on the spot. Save on decorator stereos, save on Magnavox component systems, and get a rebate right on the spot. And save even more on remote control special bonus offer. The most exciting Magnavox annual sale ever, because Magnavox is handing out money.
Winners and losers. That's what the stories on sweepstakes are all about. $1 million. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Turnabout, Hello, Larry, then sweepstakes. Friday.
Is that a surprise? Only 7 passes so far for Roger Staubach, gentlemen.
Well, the fact that they have been able to run the ball quite effectively, I think, is the reason for that, Kurt.
I think any way you can make the ball move on the ground, and both teams have done so effectively offensively, that's okay.
We have a report that linebacker Mike Hegman has a leg cramp and has been taken off the field. Cowboys first down on the Pittsburgh 44. The last 2 minutes of the half. They have a blitz on him. He tosses it away. They get it to Dorsett. Out of bounds. He's out of bounds on the 32. Staubach was decked. Dorsett is unhappy. They're going at it. What a play Staubach made. They had the blitz on to get rid of that ball.
Okay, the great quarterbacks have the ability to utilize defensive gambles. I think both quarterbacks have done it so well today. This is just an excellent chance to see it. Staubach's getting an 8-man rush. You see Ham coming from one side, Cole coming from another. They just let Cole come. Staubach has to get the ball to Dorsett because there's nobody to pick Cole up. He does so with a perfect lob. Ham's a little late getting there just because Staubach's ready for what's going on.
And again, John, both quarterbacks have been able to beat the blitz, and the biggest plays so far in this game have come against defensive gambles that have backfired. Watch the end of this play. You're going to see some emotion as they just erupted down on the field. Ron Johnson livid.
We have a double penalty or offsetting unsportsmanlike penalty on each team. Unsportsmanlike, Dorsett and Ron Johnson charged with unsportsmanlike conduct. And it's going to be a first down on Staubach's amazing ability to unload with a blitz on him and get it to Dorsett.
Dead ball foul. First down.
Now it's going to be the Cowboys ball on the Steeler 32 with the game tied, 14-all, and 1:51 to go in the half.
The reason for the dead ball foul call is that the ball goes to where the pass was completed, or the pass was run to the point at the 32. That's the reason he made it a dead ball foul.
Pearson in motion. Staubach looking. He's intercepted. Coming up with it, Mel Blount. Blount brings it back and stops the Dallas drive. Flag is down at the 29. Billy Joe Dupree was the intended receiver. And Mel Blount, the veteran of 9 years, intercepts with a flag down.
And Billy Joe Dupree absolutely unloaded on Mel Blount after he caught the ball. That situation has been turned around in the past, and when those defensive backs come up with an interception, they better hang in there.
I think there were 3 of about the hardest hits I've seen all day on this one play. You see Drew Pearson right there, and Mel Blount just stepped in front of him and took it away. Watch the action here as Blount goes down. He just gets buried, and they decided that was a little bit too much as they ticketed Dupree. Roger took a shot of his own from quite wide.
I want to tell you, there's some real hitting here. There were bad feelings in Super Bowl X between these two teams, and it has carried, in fact, it has gathered momentum over the last 3 years.
It's a pretty quiet feeling, though, Kurt. It's like, make sure you're poised, stay in control of yourself. The situations will come up. I haven't seen a dirty lick passed. I think it's clean, hard-hitting football. It's just for keeps.
It's just highly emotional football, and what else should it be? This is a game that has been waited for and prayed for and played for almost 6 months. It's no wonder the emotions are running high.
Steelers ball, first down on their own 44. 1 minute and 41 seconds left to go in the first half. Game is tied 14-14. Now the Steelers want to score before the half. Frank O'Hara gets away from Harvey Martin. Randy White jumps on him. And a flag is down. He slipped away from Harvey Martin, number 79, and then Randy White, who runs a 4.740, whose wife said he's just a big, lovable teddy bear.
Well, that's not what the guys on the other side of the line of scrimmage say. Going to be a holding penalty on the running play as they going to meter out the penalty against the Pittsburgh Steelers. One of the things that I see on the line of scrimmage, you've got so many big play people in this game. So many people that can make the outstanding play against you. And Randy White is certainly one of those because of his great speed, as is Harvey Martin, and as is Too Tall Jones.
Let's listen.
Illegal use of the hands. Offense, number 72.
Jerry Mullins, the right guard, was a man that held. The ball is now on the 34-yard line of Pittsburgh. They have a first down and 20. Randy Hughes goes in as a nickel back. They have 1:33 to play in the half. Bradshaw to Swann. Swann to the 40. He can run it. 45, 50, 45. Oh, amazing run by Lynn Swann. He's taken down finally. Ray Penny threw the block, and Randy White chased him down from behind. An amazing run by this great athlete who was a long jump champ from the state of California in high school.
You bet he was a great halfback as a high school football player right out in San Mateo at Sarah High. But all of that's for nil. You can see that smile of his has disappeared. The intention level is as high as I've ever seen it between two football teams. This is a day that neither team would feel very good if they don't get their purpose accomplished. Both teams are playing about as well as they could to do it.
We've had a timeout on the field, 1:13 to go in the half. It is all tied, 14 up.
If your engine isn't starting on cue, Put in a fresh set of Champion spark plugs at least once a year. Champion and your engine can make beautiful music together. You can't buy a better plug.
At Georgia Pacific, it was here in the great Northwest that we first learned to make our forests yield even more by turning wood lignins into chemicals. Today, we've grown in the chemical business and into oil for petrochemicals, too. So what started by getting more out of every tree has taken us out here, where there isn't a tree in sight. Georgia Pacific. Oil, gas, coal, gypsum, timber, and the skill to manage them.